Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we are looking at how to share a folder in Google. I've done previous sessions before where we have looked at Google Sheets, Google Docs, all the different tools that are available in Google. And I wanted to show you how you can share that information with others. So what I am currently logged in here to the library Google account, and I am going to show you how here, if you go up here to your 9 little hamburger dots, as people like to sometimes call them, I am going to go to Drive. When I go to Drive, what you see is you see the quick access of all the different documents and things that have been opened recently. Notice it even says at what point they were opened. And then you see the same thing with you see folders. And there are 2 different views. You can do this view, or you can actually go up here and change and do a list view. Personally, I prefer to have the view, this particular view you see in front of you, because it does give me the document type information at the top with folders and then more files down below. So I'm going to show you then, if you go over here to the side where you go to New, this is where you have the option of creating a folder, or you can upload folders and files, or these are the different type of files. And remember, there's many more, and you can add more as well. But what we're looking at is we're going to look at a folder. Notice I have these folders, and notice this one has an image on it with looks like a person. This one does as well. These are different colors, and this one does not have that person, that image. So I'm going to show you how, first of all, make a folder. Simply click, you title the folder. So I'm just going to title this one Sample. I'm going to click Create. When I first create a folder, it's going to be just this normal black, gray color. I can right-click on this, and I get a menu choices that pop up, and one of them is rename. So say I wanted to name it separately. The other one is I could star it so that it gets, it always is present, is what happens with the star. I can change the color. This is where the red and the green were created. So again, I could change this to a different color. And now notice the color has changed. I still don't have this person because I do not have this shared. And that's the point of kind of what I wanted to show you today. So if I go to shared, or if I go here to right click and go down to share, see, notice the little person with the plus sign, I can click on shared. Now I have 2 options here. I can share to individuals, and I can simply begin to type, and it'll give me the options. Again, these are people who have I've recently worked with, or they are people that are part of the library. And then I have, when I go back here to share again, I want you to notice that I also see this is myself, because that's what I'm logged in as, and I am the owner. So I can do that, but I can also do this, get a link. But notice here it says it's restricted to only people that I add. This is where I would want to make a change, because I want to change it to anyone with the link. And that is probably about one of the easiest ways to share not only folders, but you can do the same exact thing with files. So I'm going to go to change to anyone with the link. And then I get this long link here. So the easiest thing to do here is to copy. So what I would end up doing now is I would take that and I would share that probably most likely through an email to someone. Just for the sake of demonstration here, I'm just going to show you how. I got a Google Doc opened up. I'm going to click here on the Google Doc, and I'm just going to paste in here that link. And then notice, whoops, okay, I need to go back and copy. copy the link, and I'm going to go back here and I'm going to share that link. Notice it's this long, elaborate link, so it's not something I would want to ever have to type. But this is what I would then put into my email that I would share out with an individual. I'm going to go back one more time because I want you to make note and have you notice that I shared this link as a viewer, which is probably the most often way you would want to share, meaning they would see the folder and they would see anything in the folder, but they do not have the ability to edit and change. You do have the option though, a commenter. So say you were sharing things out where you maybe had your resume typed up and you don't want them to, the individual you're sharing with that folder, with that document, you don't want them to maybe be able to make changes. But what this would do is it allows kind of like a balloon type chat box on the side where they could comment and say, hey, I think maybe you should change this wording, or this word is spelled wrong. But you do also have the ability to share as an editor. And what would happen is when you go to these, it's going to change that to a different, it's going to change that to a different address of the link. So sorry about that. My phone was ringing at the same exact time. So we're going to then, I'm going to close these up. And when I close these up, it's going to go back here just one more time. I want you to make notice and see the folders. But I'm going to click here on practice this time because I want you to see how, and when I open up practice page, I just put sharing practice. I've got the same options here. Here I can go to file. I can go down to make a copy. I can rename. So I've got some of these same options available. But I can also do the same thing. Notice the first thing up here at the top is share. And I get the same exact options that I do with a folder. So folders, files, anything can be shared. The nice thing is that when you are sharing information with somebody, especially if you're sharing where you are both have the ability to edit, you can actually be working on it at the same time, and you can be hundreds and thousands of miles away working collaboratively together on the same document or within the same folder. So that is how you go about sharing a file or even a folder in Google. Next week, we will be looking at how to actually go about organizing your Google account, because when you start adding folders, start adding different sheets and documents, it can become very cumbersome and can get very messy quickly. So, hope everyone has a good week.